Hey Stockhouse, today is August 5th, time for another edition of Markets in Motion. And yeah, there's been a lot of motion, especially in the last few months here for sure. Thought I would zoom out a little bit, take a look at the bigger picture today, and then we can dial into where things are moving. But wanted to look at the copper gold ratio. Anytime it gets down to this level, Sentiment Trader has done some work on what that means for returns, and they look amazing going forward. You can see here, there's not a lot of instances of this happening where it gets down to this level, but when it does, you can see into the high 80s, all the way out to 6 months, where it's 100% positive 6 months and 1 year later. Does that mean it happens this time? It doesn't, but we always want to be cognizant of what the opportunity could be. The second thing that they looked at, I thought was really interesting, was insider selling. And when it drops below this 1800 level, so that's the number of insiders that are selling on the S&P. When that happens, again, creates some pretty impressive returns going out over the next year or so. 3 months later, 92% positive. 1 year later, 100% positive. Again, no guarantees, but we always want to be aware of what's going on. We talked last week about the rotation that was happening, the fact that we saw this market neutral was performing really well, even though it hadn't performed well for really the year, 3 years, 5 years. And now we've all of a sudden seen that swing back in the first 2 trading days of the month so far. It's down, and what was down in July is now up, and you can see that with the S&P momentum is up 5% already on the month, even though the quarterly number is down because of what we saw with the drag in July. But if you look out long term, you can see those numbers are always really strong. What I wanted to talk about was this rotation that we're seeing. Hedgeye is a research service that we use. They do really nice work on predicting and forecasting where growth and inflation are going. And we actually came out of this quad 4 area where you're seeing decreasing economic scenario, and now we're moving into 3 and then into these top 2 quads. But what I wanted to focus here on was really what performs in these top quads. So technology, which hasn't performed, and it didn't perform during July. Financials, which has been performing, consumer discretionary, and then industrials. And then let's pair that to what we're seeing with the RRGs. Well, technology's still over here. It's in the weakening quadrant, but it's still way over here, which means it's outperforming. We'll want to watch and see if this curls up and heads towards the leading. And then what were some of those other sectors? Interesting. Financials, just heading into the leading quadrant. Industrials, about to head into the leading quadrant. Healthcare, about to head into the leading quadrant. And then if we look here, communications and discretionary, those are both improving as well. So we always want to be cognizant of where the puck is headed. And we know that the next 5-6 months are going to be stronger from an economic standpoint. And when we see that stronger economic standpoint, these are the sectors that are performing. And that's exactly what the market's showing us right now. That's it for this week, everyone. Good luck and happy trading out there.